All right, good morning. Welcome. It's 9 a.m. Sunday between the 23rd and the 1st, or who knows? We have so many of these recorded, so many that these are going to be posted, but they'll all be live at 9 a.m. Eastern. So you can start your day and get out and get working if you are. Start your day of preparation or relaxation or whatever it is during this Christmas period of time. We got something for you every day at 9 a.m. Today, I have one of the OGs of the industry, Tommy Overton, who, if you don't know who that is, you probably live in the wrong echo chamber, or as my wife would say, under a rock. I don't know. That's weird. You should know who this guy is. We're going to talk today about Medicare. We're not going to talk about it the same way you think, though, because we're going to talk about cross-selling, seminar marketing, and how his roots in the final expense business help him do what he's doing now, and probably why, if you're just doing life and don't do any Medicare, there's probably something wrong with you. Tommy, I'll give a quick introduction to those who might not know who you are, your breadth of experience in the industry, and then we'll dive into what you're up to these days.
Yeah, absolutely, Chris. I appreciate you having me on today. And I've been in the business since 2003. And a lot of people probably know me from my life, or time I spent with a life insurance carrier running Final Expense division. And that was a good run from 2010 to 2022. So, yes, where most people know me probably is from the Final Expense, and I kind of switched gears when I left there and jumped into the Medicare world, and primarily just because we kept getting asked over and over and over about Medicare when we'd sell Final Expense, and I kept trying to sell agents away from it, but it's too good. It's where I ended up, and the renewals are amazing, and one thing led to another, and we've seen some amazing growth since I've gotten into it in 2022.
Outstanding. I think it's interesting too, because I've seen people before exit a captive space in sales and fail in independent, or leave a job and then fail building their own business. What was that experience like for you, leaving corporate world for all intents and purposes and building your own business?
It was definitely different. I relied on a lot of the staff at the company I was at to do a lot of the behind the scenes marketing stuff that I should have been learning along the way, but I didn't, just because I was able to delegate and let them do it. And that was a completely different world, relearning that and figuring it out on my own and spending the money to fail and learn from it and correct it moving forward. So it wasn't easy. And I agree, it's not easy going from a captive position to a totally independent and doing it all on your own and figuring it out and putting marketing in the right places, and don't have the budget of a publicly traded company anymore behind you that doesn't matter if we fail in this arena, we'll just spend the money and go somewhere else. It's not the case when it's your own money.
Well said. And also, there are a lot of life-only agents or final expense agents out there that, for one excuse or another, and I mean that lovingly and respectfully and professionally, but it's still, I don't understand it, don't do cross-selling or Medicare or anything to do with the health license. And you even said it yourself, for the longest time, you tried to talk them out of it too. But what was that aha moment that said, I'm wrong, let me do it, and let me do it good?
Well, I guess when I was still running the life insurance company, and just agent after agent kind of drifted into the Medicare world, and I just kept hearing the renewals are too good to pass it up, and it's true. And there's a lot to be said for staying in your lane. You can't be an expert in everything. There's a lot to be said for that. Mm-hmm. Be an expert in one thing and then add as you can, whether it's Medicare or whatever else. You can cross-sell. Cross-selling is where you're going to go from mediocre to making an extremely good income and a good living, and change your life and change the lives of your family.
Yeah, I totaled it up one month, the amount of money I made on life side versus health products. And it was like the health side was tens of thousands, a lot of money. I'm sure Justin Brock and others make significantly more, but I thought to myself, how much less I would have had on just life sales when I add up this versus that. It was insane. And what percentage of that production was health side, health-based versus life side. But you're doing a lot of seminar marketing now, and seminar marketing isn't buying leads and setting appointments and knocking doors and a lot of the stuff that a lot of people are used to. It's a little bit different. It's something that's always been pretty fascinating to me. Talk to me a little bit about how that seminar marketing thing's going.
Yeah, I love it. What drew me to it was you can talk to 30, 40, 50 people at one time. For me, I put through 2 to 3 different invites, like different meetings, like a Tuesday night, a Thursday night, a Wednesday night, and so on. So literally you can have 30, 40, 50 people at each of those meetings. And now you're talking to 100, 150 people in a 3-night span. And would you rather do it one at a time, figuring out how to get in front of those people, or talk to 100, 150 over 3 nights? And that's just kind of the way I went. It's not as easy as it sounds. You have about 60 minutes to connect with the people, kind of tell your story, and either they're going to like and trust you or they're not. But if you just get up there and be a boring person that just goes through facts and don't tell any stories, storytelling can help relate and connect with people. And I've had some health issues in my past, and I use that to my advantage on this, where I've had a stroke, I've had open heart surgery. I've been on both sides of the fence, from a health insurance agent to actually receiving and needing health insurance for a significant health condition. And I just tell that story, and I think it resonates with people.
Wow. Yeah, I remember that from a while back. And I know you're just one of the good guys at the industry, and would tell me, like, if you're going to say something to someone in the office, just tell it to me. Like, don't say that to that person. Like, I'll hear it for you. Like, I'm like, Tommy had a stroke, Jesus. But like, being realistic to people, real and raw and honest, is relatable. And I was talking about value-based selling to my group this morning. And one of the things I saw in my research was selling something that's intangible is all trust-based, obviously. But while health insurance isn't essentially intangible, it's the trust you're creating by talking about you that's leading more people to be willing to do business with you. You also have an office, or a really good AI image creator. Like, you're in the brick and mortar space too, right?
Yeah, I just opened that up in this past August, so been in there 4 months now. I had an office just in a hidden office building for the last 2 years or previous 2 years, and I was just looking for the right place, and I found a place, high visibility place, easy parking, high traffic area, and yeah, it's worked well. And I visited uplines and saw what they were doing, and they were having people come to them 2, 3, 4 at a time, rather than going windshield time, drive time, one at a time. It made more sense and creating more visibility. So yeah, a great decision on my part.
Nice. Now, the people are coming to you through the marketing or the advertising or the work you've already done for decades in the industry, or how are people coming to you?
It's a little bit of both. A lot of the Medicare seminars that we're doing, clients that would come to my other office building, they're enjoying this office building now because it's easier to get to, easier parking, easier access. But I think people, for the most part, if they're taking this serious as far as their healthcare and health insurance, they're willing to come to you. I mean, just like a doctor, they're going to drive to their doctor, whether it's 20 miles away, 30 miles away, 2 hours away. If they know you and trust you, and they'll come see you.
Interesting. Wow. Cross-selling. When you're saying cross-selling, what kind of products do you feel like you're adding most these days?
When we're sitting down with someone Medicare, if we're talking Medicare Advantage, I mean, I highly stress a hospital indemnity plan. It just makes sense with the plans changing from one year to the next, and the unknowns of what it's going to be a year from now and what's going to be available. It just makes sense. Dental plans, if the Medicare Advantage plan, or if they're going to Medicap supplement plan, is adding on dental. I mean, just because it's a Medicare Advantage plan doesn't mean you can't add on a standalone dental as well. But cross-selling long-term care out of that, which opens the door to retirement, opens the door to annuity-type conversations.
I like that. Yeah. Being willing to talk about the other products and figure out what other needs somebody has that you might have not even thought about. When you're going through a Medicare plan, What have you found to be some of the most important things to hit on with somebody? Obviously, compliantly, you're supposed to go over all of it, but what are some of those real hot button issues that people will change over or need help with or really like identify with as you're going over what a plan offers or making a plan recommendation, like those key things that really speak to the consumer?
Well, I tell my story if they haven't heard it, or sometimes I retell it if they have heard it, just to bring some emotion to the sale. This is not just transactional.
Mhm.
And of course, I point out all the benefits and their out-of-pocket potential, but I point those out and I tell it story-wise. Miss Jones, if you had a hospitalization, if something heart-related happened tomorrow and you're on this plan and it's going to cost you $350 per day for the next 6 days in the hospital, is that going to affect your lifestyle? Is that going to hurt? Here's a plan that we have for about $25 to $30 a month that can pay that bill for you.
Mm-hmm.
And I just tell it in a story. And if that doesn't hit home, I'll remind them of my story where I had open heart surgery 9 years ago, and 3 years ago I had a stroke, and the hospital bills adds up. And I just try to put some emotion in it, kind of raise the stakes a little bit, other than just being transactional.
Yeah, I think it's so easy too, where you might be enrolling somebody in something that doesn't cost money to not even talk about anything but like the easy stuff. I think a lot of times too, when there's so much talk on social media, people get confused as to what good numbers are. Like, what would you say a good quality annual enrollment looks like production wise? 10 plans, 20 plans, 50? Like what's a good number people should be thinking of?
That's very relative, to be honest. But what could be good for you and I could be low to someone else, or vice versa. I'll just go through some of the numbers. My first AEP was 2022, and I literally wrote my first MAPD about 2 weeks prior going into it. So I literally had 1 or 2 plans on the books going into it, and I ended up with 75. Some people said that was terrible. Some people said it was wonderful for your first one. Mm-hmm. But it's just compounded since then. It's getting referrals. I haven't even tallied up all the numbers, and shame on me, but that's what we're working on CRM the last few days. But we're probably approaching 600 to 700 clients, and cross-selling is where the money's made.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. One of the things that I've struggled with, because Final Expense, you just don't think, train, teach, operate this way for a lot of people, is the maintenance side of things. Like, oh, if it falls off, it falls off. Screw it. Who cares about $1 a month or 32 cents? They're just the maintenance, or rewrite them. It's a mindset shift, really. What have you learned or developed or practiced to like become better at maintaining, servicing, keeping, fixing, all that stuff that kind of is outside of the one call close world?
Yeah, CRM. I have a Go High Level CRM that it's one of the white labels. Automations can take a lot of that service work off of you. Automations can create that connection that you can't just pick up the phone call and dial 30 people all at the same time. Mm-hmm. But you can send them a text message. In the CRM right now, what we're working on is creating a branch for each plan that someone may be on. So if I have 100 clients on a Humana HMO plan, they're going to get a sequence of messages over the next 2 to 8 weeks that are plan specific. So doing things like that, sending out ringless voice messages. It's just connecting with people and staying in touch. I mean, I don't have to be the one picking up the phone or physically sending a text message every time. Mm-hmm. A lot of people don't realize that on the other end, that's what's going on. And a lot of people do, and they don't care. It's like, Tommy's staying in touch with me.
Yeah. Alex Branny said yesterday that silence to the consumer almost speaks as if you're out of business, where you just haven't contacted them. And I remember plenty of clients that would say, well, I hadn't heard anything from you. I'm like, what do you want to hear from me? Like, it didn't process properly. Like, they wanted just someone to say hi or Merry Christmas or happy whatever. That speaks to the fact that they know that you're still in business and their policy is still fine, even though they see it's getting paid for. And very interesting way to look at things. What do you see? I mean, you've seen so much change in this industry over your time. What do you think happens next? More automations, AI, more virtual? Like, what do you kind of see the next phase of our industry looking like?
Oh, I'll go back to COVID for a second. I mean, pre-COVID, everything was face to face or practically face to face. The people that were doing telemarketing or telesales were kind of unicorns, but there were some people making good progress in that arena. But since COVID, carriers were forced to develop e-apps and make that process simpler, and it's just continued since then. And AI has come along, and I wouldn't say it's taken over. The world is still going to need agents. Yes, there may be some carriers that try to do some enrollments on their own and try to do it themselves. But the end of the day, agents going to have to figure out how to get in front of clients, how to trust clients, how to gain their trust and connect with people. But we're still needed. I think there's going to be some thinning of agents that can't figure that out. And it's unfortunate, but it's going to be reality.
Yeah. Do you feel like all the change that you've seen has made the business just easier and more efficient to do? Because I remember filling out long paper applications and faxing and praying that it actually gets processed properly. Nowadays, it's so different. Like, do you feel like things have gotten better and more efficient for us?
Oh, absolutely. The errors have been dramatically reduced. I wouldn't say eliminated, but reduced. Applications are many times instant decision now. Applications won't let you make a mistake. It's just putting people in the right plan. It's connecting with them to see value in you, and you're the expert. And you're going to take care of them. You're not just a one and done. The agents that can figure that out and figure out marketing, get in front of new people, not just rely on your friends and family, because that just only goes so far.
Yeah. And you've been active on social media a lot, obviously, to drive business to your business. But for a lot of people, that's super uncomfortable. They're afraid to do it. They don't want to. They think they'll do it wrong or it won't look good. What's that journey been like for you?
Oh, it's challenging. I don't like it. I don't feel comfortable doing it, but it's a necessity now. I mean, too many people are on social media not to do it. Am I a pro? Absolutely not. I may be one of the worst out there, but just do it. People on the other end don't know that. I think people on the other end would rather it be raw and real, like you said earlier. They can connect with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people, we think it has to be perfect and produced and polished and in studio made. And I've got presentation videos that are literally filmed in a bedroom 5 years ago. I'm like, that's the content that matters. Like, doesn't look good. And I'll tell them there's zero production value. This couldn't be any more low budget, but it's a $400,000 a year presentation. So take it or leave it.
Well, to add to that, if you use Fiverr, use a VA, you can have someone edit a video for 10 or 15 bucks and make it look much, much nicer. Even if it was in the basement with a bad camera. Yeah. You can dress it up, or someone that knows what they're doing can dress it up very inexpensively.
Yeah. I think what's interesting is a lot of times when you're hiring people to do something, it's delegating, which is key, but you can also be learning and watching and teaching yourself in the process too. Like, I've probably spent thousands on YouTube thumbnails on Fiverr or Upwork or whatever it was. And then one day I'm like, I have a Canva subscription. Let's just try it. Like, oh, I got it. Like, but I've watched it and I've seen it and I've seen good and bad. And I'm not just delegating. I'm also learning. Like you said, a lot of the time you just delegated and didn't learn. And now you're learning because of that experience too.
Totally agree. Canva's not that hard. Am I comfortable? No, but I can figure it out if I need to. But delegate, get someone else to come along with you. Get an assistant that kind of turns into with the long-term care with long-term plan of them becoming an agent. Let them learn the ropes and learn the business and learn the service aspect of it, and then turn into an agent.
I like it. Let's wrap up with a question based off of your past experiences. What do you wish final expense agents would know more about when it comes to how a carrier operates from the carrier side of the industry, the home office, the people that work there, that on a salary, underwriting, all that world that we don't really know or understand, when we're in the field or on the phone.
Those people care. Those people want to get the business issued. Those people will bend over backwards, but at the same time, they have policies, that they have procedures, and a lot of those are state mandated. They want to help you, but sometimes it seems nitpicky that somebody may need to get something re-signed or initialed. They're just doing their job. And I can tell you from experience, being on both sides of it, be nice to those people. They want to help you. They want to issue your business. And if you ever do go south with them or get rude or mean, they remember that. Not that they're going to do anything against you or anything to not issue something, but sometimes they can also create favors and flex a little bit on some rules. At the end of the day, they want to help you. Take care of them and they'll take care of you.
Yeah, I think we forget, because of the world we live in as 1099 commission-based, hunt what you kill. Those folks, it's a job. It's a job that they've willingly and accepted and worked in, and many of them have done for, Tommy, the carrier you worked with, some of them had been there for probably decades, right? Their entire life. Some of these companies, I know, the staff there.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. And some of them just were brought up in that one environment. They don't know what other carriers do or can't do. And a lot of times they don't, it's not that they don't care, but they just know what they can and can't do within their own systems.
Yeah.
It would be nice if there was a lot more flexibility, but at the end of the day, there's rules for a reason. It's to protect the integrity of the product, the integrity of the application, and make sure no one along the way gets taken advantage of. And it's good for the consumer. It's good for the agent at the end of the day.
Yeah, I think we have to understand that they've got rules they just have to operate by. And we might live in a ruleless realm in our heads sometimes because we don't have a boss, but they do. And being nice to humans is critical. I had a conversation with a carrier yesterday, and I was like, I'm going to be super calm, professional, and polite, and tell them I'm upset about a situation that I don't fully understand, and just please help however you can. And if you can't, I understand you can't tell me everything. Maybe you'll tell them something, but just, they're just doing their job, and they go home and it's over, and they go back and do it again. It's different than what we do, for sure, right?
I think you just used a key phrase there. Help me understand, or and they'll explain it to you. And you usually have the kindness of their heart. If there's any flexibility, they'll just go ahead and do it since you asked for help, rather than yelling and screaming and demanding something gets done.
Yeah, that never works. Like literally never done anything. And I feel like too, you've been in that space, in that realm. I don't think like people in the employee realm of our industry purposely screw up or make mistakes. They're like, you know what? There's Tommy's name. Screw him. Let's not process that. Like they're just working and doing their job and trying, making mistakes, getting it right. Like, is there this deep-seated conspiracy in the corporate side that they're like, let's just mess this person's day up? Have you seen that?
No, never. I truly tried to get people in the home office to go spend a day with an agent, even if it was just a local agent near the home office. And sometimes people would go do it, and it would open their eyes to what agents go through. And I wish every home office person that had anything to do with an application could go do that. I think it would change their perspective. It would maybe open the conversation to maybe changing some policies and easing up on this, maybe getting more strict on something else.
Yeah.
But I think it would really enlighten the home office if more home offices would do that.
Well said. I appreciate you taking time with me today, everything you brought to the industry and everything you're bringing to your community right now. Like this world, with all the remote sales there is and how valuable that is, still needs people that are going to take care of the community. And that's exactly what you're doing with your business and, taking care of the insurance community by sharing a few minutes with me today. Appreciate it. And watch, listen, share, like, subscribe, all the things that you need to do on YouTube, and come back tomorrow, because every day during Christmas break at 9 a.m. Eastern, you'll find a new interview and a new person with vetted knowledge, experience, and wisdom to share with you on YouTube. Tommy, thank you.
Chris, thank you.